Raiders, Mavara's fusion event is here. We're going to break it down. We're going to give you the best fusion path. We're going to tell you what types of players should be getting Mavara, what types of players can skip them, skip this new fusion, why you might want to do it, why you might want to skip it. Everything the other content creators are just going to say, this is broken, it's must do. We're going to break it down and tell you exactly who you are, if you should be doing this event, why you should be doing it, why you should be skipping it, and all the information you could possibly need in order to decide if you're doing the Mavara Fusion event. All good? So let's talk about Mavara. But first, if you're interested in starting a new raid account, you're going to just use my link, and my link is going to give you the best start possible. Why is my link giving you the best start possible? It's really, really, really simple. My link is the best start possible because it's the best start into Demon Lord Clan Boss. Being able to clear Ultra Nightmare Demon Lord Clan Boss gives you the best materials to progress your account. I've got the best code to do so. epyre.com/snap. You're going to get Narmer the Returned. She's a poisoner. She reduces damage from poison things, and she poison activates. That is 3 amazing things into Demon Lord Clan Boss. She's going to pair well with Venomage, who you also got from my account. She's going to go faster with Seeker, who you also got from my account. And then you have Tyrell as extra damage and extra survivability. You get everything you need to be able to start climbing up the Demon Lord Clan Boss from this code, epyre.com/snap. It's perfect if you want to start a new raid account. Enough of that. Let's get back to this champion. Ooh, hello, Benalicia. All right, let's get back to our fusion right about now. So you're going to see the fusion right here. If you're somehow new enough that you're unaware, you just go right over here to fusion, and you can see what you're going to need. You're going to need 4 of this new champion, Stonebound Thisbe, and Thisbe is a new Argonite champion. Let's go over the fusion calendar and talk about what the actual things you need are to do this fusion, and then we'll come back and look at the champion. We'll look at the people who should get her, the resources, all that good stuff. Everybody ready? Hopefully you're ready. Boom! This is the fusion calendar. Let's chat about it. So first of all, right now, as you're watching this video, there is a Fire Knight tournament happening. You should do this tournament. This tournament comes with some really, really great rewards. You should do the Fire Knight tournament and the Gear Hunters if you can. Whether you're getting Mavara or not, you want to do that. Now, this is not the kind of fusion where you can skip anything. Unless there's another event, and it looks like there might be an event. See where my cursor is? Right in the middle here. See that big blank spot? It looks like, since there's only Gear Enhancement, there might be another event. A Deck of Fate, perhaps? There might be another event in there. So if that other event happens, maybe there's extra fragments. But what it looks like right now is that there's 450 fragments that you're going to be able to get 4 Stonebound Thisbes from, and you're going to and an extra 50 in one champion chase. We're due a Sacred Shard pull. So I wouldn't even look at this fusion if I didn't have about 1,000 gems, at least 20 million silver, and around 18 or 19 sacred shards. Or some fusions ready to go, I guess. You can make up some sacred shards by having some fusions ready to go and get that going. Outside of that, I'm not even looking at this fusion. Why? Because you have to do everything. You can skip 2 of the little 25s if you get the extra 50 from this champion chase. That lets you skip the summon rush and just do the champion chase if you want. So at least there's that, right? You can skip the summon rush, and what else would you skip? Oh no, there's nothing else to really skip. Maybe the 3rd gear enhancement, you can save a little silver, but everything else, if you have the 1,000 gems to spend, is actually really simple. There's nothing here that's terribly difficult. You're also going to need enough brews. If you're not saving your brews are really for these events. You're going to need plenty of brews in order to do the whatchamacallit, champion training events. And there's, again, just 2 little champion training events, not like a million, right? The champion training tournament, champion training event, you're going to need brews for. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to complete them. So hopefully you save your brews for these. You should literally only ever be saving your brews for these. All your little food champions, they get ranked up in mass during these events, and that's how you should be able to complete it. So if you have those things, we can start looking at. You have the brews. You also need, by the way, the Ascension for Stonebound Thisbe. So you're going to need the whatchamacallit, she's green, right? So you're gonna need the green potions, something like a decent chunk of those, like 20 of the big ones and 50 of the small ones, something along those lines. So you're gonna need all that good stuff in order to even consider getting Mavara. So what's our plan? Our plan is do everything. Our plan is make sure you do Fire Knight and Gear Hunters right now. You're going to want to finish it. I'll show you that event in a minute. The reason you want to finish it, it's CVC right now. You're going to get the CVC bonus and you're going to get the rewards. And there's some really, really great rewards in these events. Then champion training, again, you're going to have to do all of these. So like, I'm not going to beat the dead horse. Do it. Do the champion training. If you are lucky enough to be able to farm Ice Golem at the same time as you do champion training, you're good to go. Most of us, early and mid game players, if you're a late game player, I'm assuming you have your own content creator, right? If you're an earlier mid game player, you're not going to be champ training in Ice Golem. You're just not. Ice Golem's just annoying enough that that's probably not how you're going to handle it. Fine. So do your champ training with your brews and then Ice Golem on its own. Ice Golem goes with gear enhancement. You'll get plenty of gear and silver from that. It's also going to come with summon rush, but who cares? We have gear enhancement actually overlapping on both ends with Ice Golem, which is really strange. And then we have this middle spot for our Deck of Fate or whatever. Who knows what that's going to be? It's not going to come with any fragments. We have every fragment accounted for, right? So it's not going to come with any fragments. The soul is usually at the end. We're not going to get the soul in the middle. So I don't know what the heck that's going to be. Maybe they're going to give us a shot at something cool. Let's hope. We've got a Dragon Tournament, easy enough to farm. We've got Classic Arena Takedown. Again, all of these are easy to farm. The ones you're going to want to make sure you have enough for. You need the 20 million silver to start your gear enhancement events. If you have the 20 million silver, as you farm the Ice Golem, the Fire Knight, the Dragon, and the Spider tournaments, you sell enough of your stuff that will keep you cycling silver enough that you can complete the event. You need the brews and you need the nice unranked, unleveled champions in order to get through the champ training. And there's going to be 2 champ trainings. You have to do the first one. It's 50 points. You're not going to be able to skip it. The second one is 25 points. If you can get through the first one and you have the extra shards you're willing to use, fine, we can do it. Classic Arena Takedown is easy. Everything else is easy. The path at this point has become really simple, right? Unless they throw a big curveball, the path is really simple. So should we do it, right? Like that's the question we're going to ask ourselves. Should we do it? Is this something that we want to be doing? We know what resources we have. If we have the resources, do we do it? Now, the reason to do it, if you have the resources, is right here. It is the tokens you get right up here on this screen. Those tokens are your fusion tokens. They're going to be able to allow you to change your fusion, and you want to get up to 3 of those. Getting up to 3 of those is how you get your Wixwell. It's how you get your Crocohat. It's how you get your Titus. It's how you get your game-changingly, brokenly powerful champion, and thus you should strongly consider it. You will get 1 token. You're not going to be. I can't change her yet. I mean, I guess I could change her. I could change her for a 1-star champion. Spoiler, I'm not going to do that. Don't change for 1-star champions. I don't think any of these are worth it, period. If you have 2, you don't have 2. This is only the second one. Then what you're considering is one I already have. You're considering the Mad Hatter. You could also consider Sanguine Maria, or Granite is okay. But again, if you have Crocohat, you will happily take Shaik. But like outside of that, you're probably not skipping. Most of us, are going to save to get 3. Why are we saving to get 3? Because Newt's at 3. Because the Arena Kings of Armans and Fabian are at 3. Because at 3 we have Wixwell, we have Titus, wherever the hell Titus is. We have Titus, and we have Crocohat. If you're trying to clear some extra Hydra stuff, we have Uko, the mighty Uko, who's amazing in Arena right now. We have whatever her dumb name is. I always forget her dumb name. But yeah, we have plenty of amazing champions at 3. So we need to do some fusions to get there. That's a reason to do it. Another reason to do it. Let's actually look at Mavara. She's a Dark Elf. She's a Dark Elf Reviver. We just got a Dark Elf Reviver. Her name was Noldua. Are you having trouble with the Dark Elf faction crypt? If you are having trouble with the Dark Elf faction crypt, she's an easy grab. If you have her and Noldua built, you're going to be able to clear that eventually. You're just going to, with some like remotely decent Dark Elves, even stuff like Kale, your starter, because you'll just be able to keep reviving them. That's really nice, right? Being able to have this revive, and yes, it's a revive. It's a 3-turn cooldown. It's a solid revive, right? It's only a single ally at a 50-50. All allies with this champion get a perfect fail, so you're not going to get single targeted. And she's going to get an unkillable. Everyone's not getting unkillable, just her. Those buffs replace even if ally revives, so you can use her as a 3-turn perfect veil for 2 turns, and she's going to be unkillable, which is going to keep her alive, which is how she's going to be able to do the other shenanigans. Use her to bring Noldua back, right? She's unkillable. You bring Noldua back. Noldua can bring everyone else back. And eventually you're going to clear your faction wards once you get your gear good enough. Is that enough to get her? If you need the faction wars, yeah, right? If you don't need the faction wars, however, it gets a little more complicated. First, she's got a fervor. Attacks one enemy, places a fervor for 2 turns on a random ally besides the champion. If the random ally is under a fervor, it does another one. It takes another ally. Allies under fervor have a 50% of joining, not any increased chance, right? Of joining the attacks of other allies under fervor. So generally speaking, she's going to attack twice, right? That'll be 2 allies with her A1. That'll be 2 allies under fervor. Those 2 allies under fervor have a 50% chance of attacking when the other attacks, joining in the attack. It doesn't apply with duplicates or if the champion is dead. That's nice, right? It's really solid. An extra ally attack is really nice. It's not going to be as good as people think. The reason it's not going to be as good as people think is straight up right now. It's only unless you make her extremely fast, right? She's not the fervor is just going to run off of other people as you're trying to do this with multiple things. So you're going to get 2 people with a 50-50 shot most of the time for that. That's pretty good. Where she's really going to sing. Do you have Palace? If you have Palace, Palace can put a fervor on your whole team. Any fervor buff does this. Fervor is not common. If they release a bunch of fervor champions, all of a sudden her value goes way up. But for the time being, unless you have Palace, that is a nice bonus, but not the reason to run her. One of the reasons to run her is she comes with a nice 25% strengthen, 30% increased resistance, an HP equalizer, and brings that HP up once you equalize it up to the highest HP. Okay. I mean, like, that's pretty good, right? Like, again, this is pretty good. It's not the most broken thing in the world, but on the 3 turn, you're pretty happy to have it. Now, what you have to realize is if you're using these 2 on 3 turns, you're not attacking back-to-back turns with the strike on Mark 1. Strike on my mark, level 1 ability, right? And if you're not doing that, you're not putting the multiple fervor, and that ability goes down in value. So, okay. Theridine Visions. For every 8 buffs enemy team receives, increases the turn meters of all allies by 20%. That's really nice, right? An extra 20% turn meter for every 8 buffs the enemy team receives. Although now we have to make sure the enemy is actually buffing. And that usually means arena. Eep. Just Eep, right? I don't think she's that great for arena, despite her arena lead. She is an arena lead. I don't think she's that great for arena. I don't care about strength and increased resistance in arena, really. I don't super care about the HP thing, and I don't want a single target revive. The unkillable is nice, I guess, but I don't care about a single target revive. So I don't love her for arena. I don't think she's going to make most people's arena teams. Sorry, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Which means that the Theridine Visions is not going to happen all that often, although it is pretty good against Hydra. What is really nice is for every 16 buffs this champion and their allies receive, heals all allies for 20% of their max HP. That's actually reasonably easy to do. You have a nice 4-person team. You put like 4 buffs on them. That's 16 right there. You should be able to do that pretty regularly. That's her best ability to me. Once you awaken her, that's her best ability to me of everything. I don't care about the arena speed is nice. I think she's a very good champion. Don't get me wrong. I don't think she's like C tier. She's probably 4 to 4.5 stars. She's gonna be okay into dungeons, okay into PvE content, solid even into PvE content. Mostly good into Hydra. I would guess Hydra is her best spot. Between the Unkillable, the Perfect Veil is pretty good into Hydra. Hydra's happy for the revive. Increased resistance is pretty good against Hydra. So is the heal. So is the buffs. Hydra buffs itself. So increasing turn meter when that happens and being able to heal a bunch will be good. She seems like a good, if not broken, Hydra hero. She looks really cool. So who should get her then? You should consider getting her if, ready? 1, you're just swimming in resources. I personally, at this point in my raid journey, mid game, I just don't bother for 2-time pulls 90% of the time unless it's red shards. I do prime because I want the mythics, right? If I can get lucky with the second mythic, I'll take those chances. But outside of that, I hold my shards for fusions. If you're holding your shards for fusions, you're sitting on 1,000,000 shards, you have 1,000,000 resources, you might as well do her. If you have that and you need the token, you're looking for one of those champions that you can change a bad fusion into, then you really want her. Those 2 groups, that's the easy, and there's a lot of overlap there. The third group is those who are struggling for Dark Elves faction wars. If you're in those 3 groups, go get Mavara. If not, then unless you're a big spender, unless you're wailing out, this might be a skip, right? She's good. She's very good. Is she must have? I don't think so. With those big caveats. And part of the reason she's not must have, or part of the reason that you're going to want to like consider it strongly, especially if your resources are limited, is because you will have to use all of your Stonebound Thisbes to get her. Stonebound Thisbe, I want. And I'll be getting the fusion. I have the resources, and I want Wixwell really badly. I have a 6-star Wixwell Stole. I have Shayak, and I really want Crocahead. So I need 6 fusion change tokens, which is going to take me months to get. That 6 months at least, and changing a fusion and everything else. So this isn't happening anytime soon for me. Fine, so be it. But Stonebound Thisbe is phenomenal. I'm not 1,000% sure if you don't have a million books, right? And my big account holdup right now is I don't have the Lego books. So like I'm gonna get whatever her dumb name is. I'm gonna get Mavara, and I'm not gonna be able to do anything with her. She's just gonna sit there because without books, she's just a crap champ, right? You need to get that revive down to 3 turn. You need to get that strengthen down to 3 turn. I have plenty of epic books. Epic books are easy to come by, and Thisbe is nasty. She's the second best in the whole game as far as epic champions. She's the second best block buffs champion in the game after immediately after Ugo. If you don't have Ugo, you want this champion. This is amazing for Hydra. A Hex at 100% chance on a 3 turn and a block buffs for 2 turns against Hydra is must have. Hex is amazing against Hydra. Block buffs is a thing you have or you die against Hydra. She's gonna be amazing into Hydra if that was her whole kit, and it's not. Her passive, just casually, allies deal 10% more and damage to enemies under debuffs placed by this champion. Just a casual 10% damage increase. I'm about it. We don't care about her lead. But these are debuffs. Hex and block buffs are debuffs placed by her. She decreases the duration of all allied debuffs by 1 turn and comes with a 15% heal and a 25% turn meter on a 3 turn. Even her A1 is great. She's got a 50% chance of a decreased attack for 2 turns and steals 10% of turn meter. She's unbelievable. This is one of the top epic champions in the game, period. She's Argonites, so you can put her into the Argonites. You can put her into the Argonites faction once that faction war is open. I want Stonebound Thisbe. I'm really annoyed that they're not giving us an extra Stonebound Thisbe. I am this close to not getting. If I didn't need those fusion tokens, I would just be perfectly happy building myself a Stonebound Thisbe, who I think is absolutely excellent, and just being like, she's more useful for my account right now than a Mavara. Because she, right now, outside of that fusion token, is a better champion for my mid game account than Mavara. She gives me basically a second Ugo to build for my Hydra teams, which is hugely useful. She's got the heal, she's got the block buffs, she's got the decrease attack, and she's got a damage increase. Everything I want in a champion in one. She looks freaking unbelievably cool. I am all about Stonebound Thisbe. So hey, if you're not going for this fusion, if you're not in those categories of like you have to go get Mavara, go get this champion. You're not going to be sad you did. Cool. All right. Mavara Fusion Pack. Look, I can spend $40 and get no legendary books and a bunch of other stuff. Lovely. Shoe. All right. Ooh, I don't know what that is. Clambos? Ah, wait, Hydra is reopened. Why is Hydra reopening? Oh, I guess I finished my Hydra? Yeah, I guess I got Hydra. I'm so close, by the way, by the way, by the way. This ain't this video. Shush. Deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with it. I've got Yannick already. I'm at 72 for Mithrala. I'm having Mithrala so soon. I'm going to buy my last Drexthar, going off the nice number momentarily. I'm going to have Mithrala and Drexthar so soon. I'm never going to have enough legendary books. I'm telling you, there's 2 things that are going to drive me away from Raid, and only 2 things. One, I don't have enough legendary books. I want to play with my champions. I don't want them to sit there. I'm sitting on Vestel, and I don't have the books for her. I have all these champions. I don't have books for. I'm completely out of legendary books. I'm finishing up Venalicia. And as soon as I'm done Venalicia, I'll start on Vestel. But like, unless I get very lucky and get 3 here and none here, although honestly, I kind of want the weekend. Whatever, I'll deal without the weekend. Unless I get very lucky, it's going to be like another month before I can book these 2, and then another 2 months before I can book another legendary. I got the champions. I spent the money to get the champions, right? Let me play with my champions raid. The other thing is I'm running short on I'm at like 400 auto battles, and if I can't auto battle, I'm done with this game. Period, bar none. Auto battle is totally completely stupid. All right, the last thing I wanted to go over. You want to do the gear hunters. Look, you want to do the gear hunters because getting immortal soul stones is important. Straight up, getting like epic tomes are fine. You'll be able to get plenty, right? Ancient shards are fine. You want your one Thisbe. This will be one of the ways you get your Thisbe. You also want that Immortal Soulstone. Getting Immortal Soulstone is huge, 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 huge value, especially because we expect a Deck of Fate to be coming relatively soon. Our Fire Knight tournament, you can skip if you want. If you don't want to do Fire Knight, you can skip it. Getting these are all nice. None of this is must have. The reason you should do Fire Knight is because it overlaps with the Gear Hunters, and the Gear Hunters rewards are great. All good? We absolutely care about that. I wish we could see the others. Fine. Also, by the way, the arena and tag arena tournaments are just such free goodies. You should always do them. 5 isn't a ton, but you take your 5, right? You just make sure you do them. You make sure you fill them every day. It's just too easy to not do. Again, make sure you're doing these. Make sure you're doing these events. The only place your gem should ever go is energy. Ooh, why am I? Oh, someone else took me out in that tournament. The only place your gem should ever go is energy, and that's where they go. All good. We know once we get a soul awakening event, it's awaken champions, I got plenty good to go. But we are waiting. Now is the time to do it. You're gonna get the CVC points, you're gonna get the extra goodies. That's it. All right. Going back, wrapping up the video. Mavara, 3 groups get it. I need the fusion token. I'm swimming in resources, and why the hell not? I'm a whale. And I need help in Dark Elves Faction Wars. If you're not one of those 3, you can feel free to skip Mavara. Cool? If you skip Mavara, make sure you get Stonebound Thisbe. She seems like a budget Ugo, and she's going to be an absolutely, absolutely incredible epic, a premium epic that people are going to talk about forever. Everyone's going to ignore her in favor of Mavara, and then people are going to want her desperately. So she's going to be great if you're mid game. And that's where I land on this fusion. You have to do every event, so the fusion path is real straightforward there. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Peace.